Um, let's say you're at a family gathering. Maybe it's Thanksgiving. It could be any other holiday. And you are at the dinner table. You're sitting there, and maybe you're having a cup of coffee or a dessert, and around you, one of them is the manipulator sitting at the same table, maybe right next to you or across from you or a couple seats away. Let's call the manipulator a family member. Maybe the manipulator is your brother or sister. It's a sibling. Someone you grew up with. Someone you know. Right? Someone you know well, maybe. You grew up in the same household. And maybe there's another family member at this table. Right? Could be your uncle. Could be a cousin. And maybe there's a family friend at this table as well. Maybe you don't know so well, but they're invited into the presence of the family and celebrating the holiday with the family. There are other family members, just not at the table, right? Or not really nearby. Maybe they're watching a football game or in another room talking or maybe even outside. But you, your sibling, another family member, and this family friend you don't know that well are all sitting at this table. Perhaps you're all in a conversation. Either way, the manipulator knows exactly what they're about to do. No one else has a clue. Neither do you. So, in a very intelligent, negative, subtle way, they start off and say, hey, so, how's your job going? You having a hard time? Everything good? They're trying to pry into your life to get a reaction. These are their subtle ways to find out, how can I get this person to be bothered? Maybe they talk about something personal to you. Maybe it's your children they talk about, like, oh, how are they doing? Or they're talking about your house, if you have your own home, or your car, or something about you. Let's stay focused here. I'll say it's about your job. They don't say anything negative, but understand they're not trying to be obvious. So they poke at something, and you pick up on this and get defensive because it's not what they say, it's how it's delivered. And you say, the job's good, I do a lot. Or maybe you could say, yeah, it's a job, or it could be stressful. And then they, in a very subtle way, they realize, let me try to pick up on this. And they say, yeah, I guess it might be hard, huh? Got a lot to do, huh? And now you're realizing, what the hell? Why do you have to say it like that? And you get defensive and say, what about you? Why are you picking on? Why are you mentioning stuff about me? You got an easy job, you blah, blah, blah. And now this is where they want you to be. They want you to get defensive. They want you to be bothered. Right? This is like the whole premise to their existence. They want other people to pay attention to them. It was about you, now it's about them. But it's not about them in a positive way. So instead of realizing, wait a second, sorry, kind of didn't mean this to go in the wrong way, they will never stop that. They will continue going into more of what they want in the end result with this. So they'd be happy to talk about themselves. But they want you to be bothered. Maybe you say, hey, what's your problem? And they say they have no problem. They don't understand why you're being so defensive, especially about nothing. And the more you get angry, the more you get annoyed, the more ammunition they have to play around with. Notice they don't stop once. They don't care. The friend who's at the table has a chance to believe the manipulator. Look at you now. You're sounding crazier. You're sounding more bothered. Meanwhile, the manipulator is cracking jokes, getting people to be enjoyable or favorable what they're saying. Or the other family member there. What about the other family member? Maybe they're getting in late on the drama. They weren't paying attention at first. So they may chime in. Now look. Who's the problem now? Meanwhile, the manipulator has you right where they want you. You're dramatic. You're defensive. You're angry. You're bothered. If you look at them, they'll be calm, collected, in charge, possibly even laughing or smiling. Notice this. Does this sound like someone who gives a damn? They look for these circumstances to thrive off of, because deep down, they lack authenticity with their own love. So the takeaway point to all this is you have to notice, number one, this is occurring. People who care about other people, they notice if someone's bothered and tend to not make it worse or tend to just be more empathetic. People who actually are happy, they care about other people. They want things to be like smooth, not like it's not that it's bad to have confrontation or conflict, but they'll work with someone who is feeling not good instead of making it worse. So that's number one. Number two is if you're in these situations, you do not want to interact with anyone like this. You do not want to interact with them. Barely giving them any gesture, any recognition is the way to be. This will destroy them because they're not interested in you. They could care less. And they're going to feel like you're being negative to them. Let them. You don't have to talk to anyone, even if it's a family member that's like this. It's disgusting. Do not entertain it. They just want your energy. They just want your attention, and anyone else who can give them give them attention. Because deep down, they're actually very, very, very unhappy. They're scared to be themselves. They're scared to love themselves. So, number 3 is game over. If you don't allow yourself to be in these positions, if you notice it early, you don't have to be a part of it. Let them find their next victim, because they will, who tolerates this, and go enjoy your life.